What's going on, guys? It's FaZe Swagg here, and this is the Second Win Podcast.
What up, Second Win family? It's your boy Gio here with my brother once again, Mr. J Mills. I ain't gonna lie, this is an episode that I'm geeked for. Y'all know, like, I'm a gamer, bro, and like today we joined by a legend, like the man, the myth, the legend. Mr. FaZe Swagg is on the show today.
It was good, guys. Fellas, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I've seen y'all been doing y'all thing, man. You guys are what, 8 episodes deep now?
Yeah, we about eight deep. We getting things started. You know, we just got a new partnership. We trying to be you, bro.
Man, this is great, bro. You know, in this day and age, I love seeing people start podcasts because a lot of people have a lot of things to say, and sometimes people just want to sit back, relax when they're running, doing whatever, just like throwing a podcast. So this is great.
Pulling up on you, this is motivating, man. You know, all of us being around the same age, just being in a crib like this, man. Like y'all doing numbers, man. So successful, bro.
I'm very blessed, man.
Yeah,
very
super blessed.
Dope seeing like people who do content really taking advantage of it, because like that content's a thing that's like our generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't take advantage of it, like in 10, 20, 30 years, you like, damn, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can literally do anything, make content on anything, and make like literally post on TikTok, YouTube, anything like that. Yeah. People would want to watch. You just never know.
Everyone got a niche.
Yeah. And there's always like a community for everything. It's crazy.
That's actually crazy. Like literally anything.
So you talked about your upbringing a lot, right? Yep. Like you've talked about how you're the youngest of 3 triplets, how you a big ball dude, like how you
did homework.
Yes, sir.
Yes, born in LA, moved to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? You was playing the game in the basement. Like you really got it out the mud. What did you expect your life to be like? I'm sure at 14 you weren't like, shit, I'm gonna be in this big dope crib and I'm gonna be with all my dogs and we going up. Like, what did you expect your life really to be?
I think for me, man, I thought I would just, go to university. You know, I went to an NAIA school, so I just played basketball there. And I think there I was just going to get a business degree. And
normal.
I was just in college. I was working with my pops because he worked downtown as a parking attendant. So I worked with him. Yeah. And I had no idea. Like I couldn't tell you what job I would have ended up at. I probably would have just applied to like maybe like 10 different things and just kind of see where it went. But yeah, definitely we're standing here right now with y'all. Like I couldn't have told you that.
You worked at the Suns Arena, right?
Yep.
It's crazy. You go from the Suns Arena to being friends with one of the best players on the Suns.
No, it's so crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, I remember like sitting, like doing a parking attendant. It's like 105 degrees outside, like kind of just sitting. I'd be on my phone. You know, it's a lazy job, so I'll just be kicking.
Yeah.
Right.
And you see like the players pull in and stuff like that, and you go, oh, that's dope. Like they're getting ready to play and stuff like that.
That's manifestation, bro.
Yes, wow. It's not even like, bro, I didn't even really think about like that was even a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like 5-6 years ago, I would have never thought like gaming would have took me this far. You know?
Wow. That's actually insane, bro. That's crazy. So, you're a big basketball guy, actually played college basketball.
Yep.
You spoke about how you tore your labrum.
Yep.
And, that was, life-changing situation that happened to you, very devastating injury. Can you talk about, your mental state going through that process and how that was for you?
Yeah, no, it was just tearing my labrum was obviously, and especially in college, I'm sure you guys know, like when you get there, everybody can do what you can do. It's just like now it's about the little things, like to really separate yourself, to get the playing time for like to be like the coach's favorite. You have to do a lot, like
attention to detail.
All the little things.
The little things, man, because everyone's talented. So when I tore my labrum, you're set back 6-7 months, and these guys are still playing. You're watching them play, and it was messing me up. So I had to get my mind off of it. I just started gaming and making content. I was doing a little bit in college, but I really amped it up when I tore and had like a lot of free time. So it was pretty rough. But once I started getting going, making a little money, like I found myself waking up so happy, even though I got a cast tomorrow. I'm waking up like excited to like make videos.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
They say like life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react.
100%.
To it. So like you could have tore your labrum and been like, damn, like I ain't gonna play. Like I'm gonna come back. These dudes gonna be ahead of me. But you was like, nah. Like if I'm gonna do something, like I'm gonna get after it. And that's like
positive
mindset.
Started.
Yeah, no, it was just, and it got to a point by the end of when I was able to recover and ready to play, I kind of sat there and said, like, I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, I was so happy at home making videos. I was like, I talked to my mom and she kind of was all for the decision. So
that's fire, bro.
That's dope.
So, in 2020, FaZe approached you.
Yep.
You know, FaZe Clan approached you. Like, tell me about that process. When did it happen? How did that happen? You know, like, just came out the blue?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, watching FaZe throughout the years, you know, they just grew into such a like an empire. And and you know, in 2020, when Warzone had came out and quarantine had happened, I was just making videos. And one of the like head members, FaZe Apex, he had hit me up and said, "Bro, I love watching your videos. Your class setups like help me a lot. Help me get." He's like, "Yo, they help me get better at the game." I'm sitting there like at my phone, like.
Damn.
Me, like me?
You watching me, like,
That's
and so
nuts.
then he's like, "Are you signed with any teams or stuff like that?" And me, I'm like, "Nah, hell no, yo, I'm not."
Right.
Like, what's up? Like, and he said, "Yeah, we want to like pick you up. Let's like see if we can make this happen." So it was awesome, man.
That's like, you never know who's watching, bro. Like,
I always say that all the time. I was Anthony Davis, AD, he's my homie, and I remember one time he pulled out his phone and showed me his Twitch following, and he watches people who have like 5 viewers, bro.
For real?
He'll really like
never know, bro.
Wow. So you could turn your stream on. You have 6 viewers. One of them is Anthony
Davis.
That's
You don't
that's
even know.
crazy.
Can you imagine that?
You don't know, bro.
That's really wild. So, you know, 2020 happens, and that, like, when I think about your development from 2020 till now, it was like 2020 was really the perfect storm, you know, because it's like, obviously FaZe propelled you, but it's like, what did you do different to become this? Like, there were so many people streaming and making content and doing mad shit. Like, just how did you differentiate yourself to become like this during COVID?
I think opportunity meets preparation. So I had just been prepared for that moment that whole time. Like, I was making videos and understanding like what was like, I just knew how to make content. Like, I figured it out. I knew what my lane was. And all of a sudden it's just an opportunity came with quarantine where a vast majority of people wanted to consume that type of content I was making. So when it had dropped, day one, I was already like uploading class setups, like putting out videos, live streaming, like kind of like helping people get better at the game. So it just automatically, when you have a huge game like that and an influx of players that want to get better, it was, and I was the only one doing it at the time, so they all would just funnel to me.
Yeah, that's crazy because I remember like during COVID, bro, like
everyone was watching.
We was in LA like with our dogs. We was stranded in a house. We couldn't really do anything.
Stranded, bro.
So like that's when Warzone was popping. So I used to like get on, you know, TikTok and stuff like that and try to find like, yo, who's really going dumb like in the game? And I see you.
You used to watch all your shit, bro.
This is before we met. And I'm like, yo, this dude got the illest classes. I'm writing shit down. I'm getting
I suck. I'm learning from you.
They like, yo, how is your guns killing mad fast? I'm like, shit, like I got a secret weapon. Whole time the secret weapon is you. Like,
that's so tough.
That shit is live, bro. Like it really,
crazy.
2020 was a great year for you and for gaming.
Yeah, no, for gaming, for like, I mean, the world was going through it, but that industry of gaming and just anything you were doing online was just booming because no one else was doing anything really. So it was yeah, man, it was just, and all of a sudden it went from, I remember I had like, when Warzone came out, like about a week before it came out, I had about like 900 viewers. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, like I'm vibing, you know, like, the new game coming up, let's see what it does. It took about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, I was at like 14, 15K viewers, like just already, like it just spiked up so fast, and it just the next 2 or 3 months just rolled, bro.
You ain't stopped since, like you've been rolling ever since.
Nah, that's been cool, man.
So with that being said, you know, how do you think gaming has evolved since you started playing till now?
Man, it's you know, it's a career path now, and like back then when it was for me, it was something that was looked down upon, you know, by like society in general. I'm sure parents, all of us, we all, even classmates call you a nerd, stuff like that. But yeah, it just evolved into now a career path where people can look at it and go, yo, you can really like. It's not even about making money, but just overall, like it's very productive and like it helps a lot. And I think one of the craziest thing is when that kid from Fortnite won $3 million. When he won $3 million, I think that's the moment where now it's like, yeah, people knew you could make money doing videos and video games, but like you just saw it on the internet. Kid makes $3 million winning a tournament.
Yeah.
So now like every kid is going, Mom, Dad, like tell me about the game. This kid just won $3 million.
Right.
So now as a parent, what do you say? Like, what do you go? So I always tell when people ask me, like, because I have some older viewers as well, it's all about balance, man. But like, you can't just completely take it away.
So with that being said, you think esports is heading in a good direction?
I think so. I think it's always changing, man. And it just depends on, I think it all depends on game to game. Like every, like Fortnite elevated gaming to a whole different level. Then Warzone during quarantine elevated gaming to another level. And so it's just about like, I don't know, GTA 6 might be next.
Right, no, real
GTA
shit. That's what I'm gonna
6.
start. I told
geek
myself
for that.
we're gonna start streaming, bro. GTA 6.
I'm streaming. I'm
got
streaming.
to.
That's
I'm
gonna be probably the biggest like video game drop of all time.
Yeah. Damn. I can't wait for that.
Can you see yourself playing, like, being a gamer forever?
People always ask me that. I don't know. Like, people, I think in every career path can I see myself doing this for the next 20 years? You kind of take it year by year. And,
Right.
if something else comes up, it does. But as of now, there's no like age restriction. There's no
Right.
sort of like, I tore my knee, I can't do this anymore. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? So
Right.
and there's not a blueprint for it, right? You can look at like past NFL players, past NBA players and go, okay, they played till 20 years, right? With no injuries.
Right.
But like for gaming, you just have no idea when someone goes, I think I'm gonna call it quits.
Yeah.
So
It's like we're the first generation that's
Yeah.
really doing this. So it's nothing
Like
like
guinea pigs.
you can look
Yeah.
at. It's not like you have blueprints of like Michael Jordan and you could be like, oh well, I'm gonna do this
Nah,
for this
man.
long.
That's
You know
actually
what
a
I'm
great
saying?
point. Yeah, you're
Like
the first
basketball
generation of
players,
doing this.
Yeah, like this is what we do. So, with that being said, just piggybacking off of that, you have an Instagram caption,
Yep.
right? Where it's same contracts, different leagues.
Yep,
and you
yep.
would say and you would Shep. First of all, that's the hardest.
That's a bar.
caption.
That's a bar
the
for
hardest
sure.
caption.
On spot too. I was just like, this is actually kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's
that's the hardest
fire.
caption. And two, like it's the truth. Like nowadays, like it's dope because before it was like, especially as a black kid, it was like you gotta be an athlete
Yep.
or you
Nah.
gotta spit bars
Yeah.
to
No
really
shit.
get your family out or to like make
successful.
life changing money.
Yep.
Like how important do you think it is for kids to see you like doing this, living like this, like doing your thing, going up to be able to be like, oh, I could do this.
I think it's important, man. Because a lot of people aren't blessed, with being 6'9", 6'10",
Yep.
right? With
Shit, I
that
know that for a
God-given abilities, and some people just can't make music, and so I think it's just something that it's another outlet people can express themselves,
Mhm.
right? That people didn't think it was almost looked down upon,
Mhm.
and it's just crazy, man. I mean, when the whole thing I think Ninja really changed the entire game. When he signed that $30 million deal,
That's life changing,
Yeah.
bro.
30 million.
Yeah, he's a pioneer. Like
Would you say he was the first? He's the first pioneer.
For sure, by far, and I still think he's probably the biggest one so far, just because, to publicly for someone to go, I signed a 3-year, $30 million deal. Mind you, he only did it for 6 months. Mixer shut down, and he got all the money. So it's like almost like, how do I explain this? Like Jalen Hurts just signed $255 million.
yeah,
Let's say something happened with the Eagles organization, boom,
Yeah.
collapsed. He still gets $255 million, even though he probably played 2 or 3 games.
Right.
That's like the same kind of idea that happened in Ninja.
that's crazy. But like Ninja was the pioneer, but honestly, like you're really the pioneer for like black creators.
Yeah, I
like,
appreciate
black,
that, man.
That's a bro.
I saw a graphic
Yes.
where it showed all the top streamers, and you were the only
Yeah.
black streamer.
Yep.
And I'm like, damn, like he's really putting on for people that look like me.
Definitely.
You a little lighter than me.
Yeah, little light, yeah,
In
yeah.
the sun, you
It's all
might look a little bit
good.
closer to me, but like
We all gonna
that's
get darker.
super dope, bro. Like I love that about you.
Yo.
Like that's fire. You putting on for a lot of people. A lot of kids that look like us is looking at you like, yo,
Definitely, bro.
I
Like
can do
it,
that.
and now with like the way technology is with like PlayStation, Xbox, how you can stream off of it immediately. Like you don't need, a $3,000, $4,000 PC to get it going, right?
Mhm.
Like later on, obviously, like when you want to upgrade, you get that. But to start it off, man, a kid from school can be 14 years old. His family has a PlayStation. Oh, let me start streaming.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's a good opportunity. It's a great way to look at it, man. It's a great way to express yourself.
Fire. Another thing we were just talking about, man, just like another thing that's so cool about you is that you're always with your boys.
Yeah.
Right. And you put your boys in a great situation, right? So, you took your boys and brought them to FaZe, and then from FaZe to Nuketown, your own wave now, and Nuke Squad.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Nuke Squad, but that's your own little thing now, and then you got Booyah, J Smooth, Santana,
Yep.
AD.
Yep.
Like, how does that make you feel being able to take all your friends and do that?
Incredible, man. It happened just so fast, and I'm forever grateful to FaZe because it was an idea they actually brought to me and said, "Yo, like I see you guys, you're playing with your boys all the time. We're making content together. How about they join FaZe?" And then we were like, "Bro, like what? Like that's crazy." And then we
That's
all got
fire.
a house together, and it's so important, man, because that's where I felt like I was like myself. You know what I mean? Like I could really, I could go play. Like a lot of those streamers right now, they all usually play with each other, right?
Yeah.
Like they all, like it's like all the big guys always hang out with each other, and but for me, it was like I'm my best self. I'm the most entertaining. My personality comes to the best when I'm just hanging out with my friends, whether they have 200 viewers rather than someone who has 20,000.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's probably more beneficial to play with someone who's probably bigger than you, but it's just like,
comfortability.
yeah, just like you to be yourself, man. And the viewers feel more connected to you when they can see you like being more you.
Yeah, bro, you really eating with like the people you starved with.
Yeah,
You
for
know what
sure.
I'm saying? And shout out to Jay Smooth, because if it wasn't for him, like,
Yeah,
you know
no
what I'm saying? He was
facts,
smoking
bro.
you 1v1, and then you was like, nah, that ain't about to happen.
Oh
like,
my gosh, man. 14 years old, bro. I remember. Hey, you know the funny story is? So Jay, his mom was so strict on him in high school. We would get off at school at 3. We would rush home by we would all rush home and be like, all right, bet, we'll see you guys later. When we hop on, we rush at 3:30, we're all in the game.
yeah.
By 4 o'clock, his mom comes home. He immediately has to get off.
Damn.
So we try to rush, just get like 30 minutes to play with him. And he wouldn't even say anything. We would just hear his garage door open.
And knew his mom was home.
God, he'd already turn off his Xbox. And
Oh, man.
it was the funniest
That's
thing ever.
hilarious, man. For the people watching at home, this dude right here, he really puts on for his people. Like, obviously,
person,
he brought
bro.
his boys into FaZe, like, but he bought his sister a house.
Yeah.
Like, he bought his mom a car.
Congratulations
like,
on that,
brother
bro.
a
That's a
car.
blessing to
You
do,
know what
bro.
I'm saying? Like,
For real.
he even had a segment, bro. You had a segment that you were buying dinner for your like the people watching.
Yeah,
And
bro.
that's something that you don't have to do, but like out of the goodness of your heart. So like when you're blessing people like that, like you're gonna get blessed. So like I'm excited to see all the blessings that you about to get from that.
Yeah,
sure.
man, I never look at it like that. I never look at it as like I do something to get something back.
Yeah,
You
but,
know
like,
what I'm saying?
That's what happens. Like the universe works in you know a weird way. So like someone like you who's looking out for people and always blessing people, that's gonna come back. I know you don't do it for that, but
Yeah.
like,
It's always going to come back full circle.
it's gonna come back. So like you've partnered with Porsche, you know, you have the YouTube, like you've been on the front of Sports Illustrated, like you locked in with AD, you locked in with Say, you locked in with Shep, you locked in with all the Michael B, like all these different people. Obviously, FaZe helped you propel your brand to like a crazy level, but I feel like if you take the FaZe away, Swagg, you have your own brand. Like, how important do you think that is? Like, everybody knows you. I see you at the Lila. I'm like, oh, that's Swagg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, that's FaZe Swagg. Like,
that's Swagg.
we at the party together. I'm like, oh, it's good, Swagg. Like, you know, I only know you as Swagg. Like, I didn't even know about the FaZe stuff.
You're your
So,
own
like,
brand.
You your own brand. How important do you think that is to be your own brand?
Super, man. You know, I the thing is with the whole FaZe thing, it was like I was already geeking. Like like before I joined a month, I was already murdering it. And so to join FaZe, it was just like a best of both worlds. We like helped each other, you know. And but I think for a personal brand standpoint, it's so important, man, because a lot of people growing up, it was a little bit different in gaming back then. So a lot of people growing up were doing stuff to join the team.
Yeah.
But I was doing the opposite. I was just doing stuff to like become a better content creator and kind of elevate myself. It's almost like instead of trying out for the team, you kind of just do your own thing and then the team comes to ask you to, you know what I mean? So I think it's super important, man. That's how you really establish yourself, whether they join you or not. That's how people see you and really value you when you have everything going on for yourself. And you can stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah, that's super important to kind of have your own brand. With that being said, FaZe, y'all got like a global empire.
Yes.
Like, y'all basically got like a cult following, right?
Yeah,
like,
right now we're going through a lot, but it's all good, man.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff, you going through hell, you got to keep going, right?
For sure.
So like, with that being said, y'all got so many different people. Like, what are the qualifications? Like, y'all got Bronny, y'all got Lil Yachty, y'all got K1, like you, like Kason, Banks, like y'all got a squad for real. Like, what are the qualifications to get into FaZe? Like, is it like skill level, or is it like content creation? Like,
yeah, I think it's just for us when we look as far as besides people who are like in gaming, right? You talked about guys like Kyler and stuff like that. It's more just people who organically interact with the brand, like who really like Bronny grew up watching all of FaZe and loving all their videos, and like, you know what I'm saying, and like would ask like, yo, can I play with you guys? Da, da, da. So it was just like they were organically fans of the brand. So then like to bring him in was just like a no-brainer. It's what we don't try to do is try to like go for people who are super like clouded. It's just if they're organically fans, like, and like they love FaZe as a whole, it just makes sense, right? And then the qualifications, I mean, from a gaming standpoint, like I said, it's just having your own. I think now especially is like having your own personal brand. But we do have things like FaZe 5 where we give people in the community an opportunity who normally wouldn't, and they don't have to have that many subscribers, but if they're elite and are just great at creating content, they could potentially join, right?
Yeah. Have you ever seen anyone streaming and like do some wild stuff? Because I know you have that other YouTube channel where you find like
React. Yeah.
Have you ever seen one of those people and been like, yo, they need to be part of FaZe? Like, they are crazy.
Yeah, man. But I think now we're at that point in time where it's like you can't just be good at the game, right? Like beforehand, now, like maybe like 6-7 years ago, it was like, yo, like he's elite, he has to join. Now it's like, okay, you're elite, but how do you I wouldn't say even market, but just like how do you like
what makes you different?
Yeah.
Everyone's elite.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are good at the game, but like can someone be good at the game and make great content? Like you know what I mean? It's content's so important. I mean, look what you guys are doing now, the podcast. Like it's just more important than ever.
Yeah, you can't just hop on and just talk. Or
say
people
shit.
Ain't gonna watch. Like you gotta be personable. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's a skill. Like being able to talk to people, being able to have people really pay attention to what you're saying. Yeah.
With that being said, and you being a top gamer, how do you guys adapt to the different games that come out year after year? Like even this Warzone is different than the last Warzone. And you guys are still the top gamers at, you know what I'm saying, after every single game. And the Call of Duty world has changed so drastically in the past 10 years. Like how are you guys able to sustain being number one and being the top gamers after each game?
There's no like,
you know what I'm saying? There's so many different skills.
Oh, no, it's so totally different. I think it's just like playing. I mean, we play 7-8 hours a day, so like if you're not doing that minimum, like then I mean we're already a step ahead. But like I said, just putting the time in, and you know, Call of Duty is if you've been playing it for a long time, like you kind of have like a natural ability to it. So it's cool though, man. It's actually crazy like how much has changed from like 10 years ago to now.
It's crazy. You have a personal favorite one?
Personal favorite, man, I probably Modern Warfare 3 because that's the first one I ever played and got my first console and had it. Yeah. So
my Warfare 2. I'm an OG.
No, of course. Everyone always says Modern Warfare 2. I just didn't play it at the time. But I started playing Modern Warfare 3 and I fell in love with it.
It's a classic.
Call of Duty's been so like there's been so many different iterations. Like Advanced Warfare, you're like jumping and
Jump on
flying,
the walls and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and then even the little change from these two war zones is like
Different,
it's
man.
completely night and day. Like
it's wild, man.
It is wild.
And you know, it's definitely something that's like it's hard to like sometimes to adapt to for like people who don't play 7-8 hours a day. But the reason why a lot of people ask me like why I don't play something different, like why don't I play Fortnite or Apex? For me, Call of Duty, like I said, every year it's something I'm obsessed with, and I'm very competitive, so it's hard for me to play games like that aren't super competitive. Like Fortnite was just something that I didn't want to do because the building was too much for me. And Call of Duty is what got me into making content anyway. So I was like, this is what I love to do, and I'm pretty good at it. So it's like, I don't know. And like the new game comes out every year. So I just told Jay this. I said the thing about COD is, especially when you get into content creation, there's always going to be a spike, right? Like when a game comes out, like an Apex comes out, there's not really going to be like another spike. It's just always just going to be
level,
right?
But Call of Duty, man, they every year, like you have I always tell people like, if you want to pick a video game, Call of Duty, because you have a chance to just all of a sudden like to take off. There's always going to be a chance.
Yeah. What? Like I could tell you what makes a good football player. I could tell you what makes a good basketball player.
Yep.
What makes a good gamer? Like I've been asked that, and I have no idea. So like, you know, just I'm excited to hear.
I that's a great.
I'm excited to hear your answer. Like what makes a great game?
Yeah, I think especially for Call of Duty, to make it to be a good Call of Duty player, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is just understanding like what you're gonna do after you kill somebody. Like what are you gonna do after like you fight this guy? Right? Understanding like, okay, I look at my mini map, I'm gonna shoot this dude, but I know there's two coming around the corner, so I know as soon as I shoot him, I have to move over here because these two are gonna try to fly in and kill me.
Yeah.
So I think it's always just thinking like 2-3 steps ahead is what really, really like, because people can aim and shoot, right? Like people can learn how to shoot and like and stuff like that, but to like be a lot better, to go on those streaks, to be better than a lot of people, like it's just understanding. It's almost like football, like you know, like a quarterback, you know, like okay, I know if I look at this guy, this safety is going to come over.
Right.
Now I know he's going to be open, so that means I got to throw it to him.
Yeah, you have to be able to process things.
Your instincts are so
quickly, like
super fast.
That's wild. Like you have to be so smart. At the game, like
hand-eye coordination is gotta be good.
You can't miss shots. Like, and that's another thing that I wanted to ask you. Like, you play Warzone and you just drop in a random map, right?
Yep.
But you've played competitive as well.
Yep.
So when you drop into like a custom game and it's all dudes who are super elite, like everyone can shoot, like what makes the difference between who wins those games? Is it
my God.
anticipation, communication? Like
There's probably teamwork. Yeah, I think.
Strategy.
Yeah, just teamwork and understanding. Like, you know, some people, like, I even make this mistake a lot. Like when I'm fighting, I'll go mute. I'll just kind of kind of focus on me, but like I kind of have to like almost like communicate to them what I'm doing, because like I'm in my head, I'm thinking they can read my mind or kind of tell what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like one little mistake, we're all dead. Like we all get team wiped.
shit
Yeah.
Because everyone's so good. Yeah,
Oh
one
my
mistake.
gosh. Yeah, especially now. I just played today. We're like practicing because they announced a $1.2 million tournament this year.
Yeah.
So that's what we're all
yeah.
competing for. And that happened. Yeah. So like you have to go through like regionals and stuff it's like a whole process. But we were practicing today, and bro, like one mistake and you're just instantly dead. Like
Damn.
And then if you die, the chat's cooking. But like it's like you're going against literally like it's
Top of
you,
top.
but like you're going against kids who are probably better than you, and like, you know,
The 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1% of
For sure.
gamers. That's crazy. The 1% of
It
gamers.
really is
Yeah.
1%. Like rotations,
Bro-
like,
bro.
can't miss shots. If you miss shots against people like that, it's over with.
Bro, you miss a bullet, you're dead.
That's
like,
crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
I think gaming wise too, like being around him and just watching you, like it's so much strategy that goes into. I don't think people realize how much goes into being like elite gamer.
Yeah.
Don't say me. And
No, he was a gamer, bro. He was a gamer.
If you ask D Book, he'll tell
Like
you.
out of our
like,
friends, he was a good gamer. He was the
What
best
game?
one.
What game was he good at? What game you good at?
Call of Duty.
2K, you're the
He
one?
was good at Call of Duty, and he was the best
I
at
won-
2K.
I won a 2K championship.
He won a 2K tournament.
I was crazy.
When
at
was that?
2K.
When was that?
That was like 2014.
2014?
But like I couldn't talk about it because I played college football and you couldn't gamble back then. So like it was serious.
Couldn't make no money.
Like, they flew me out to LA. Like I was sitting with Ronnie 2K. Like
Wow,
yeah,
that's
bro.
so dope.
Smoking like when that joint, I was feeling good. Back then they gave me 5 bands. When you get 5 bands in college,
Bands,
Bro, what?
I was feeling
I'm
good.
up.
I was
I'm
feeling
up.
good.
Yeah.
So from then on, like, you know, I work with Say, and he
Yeah.
always be throwing me like, "Yo, play him in 2K."
He's
I
the
don't
best.
got it-
He's the
I don't
best.
got it like that no more. But back in the day, I had it. But I'm gonna get back there so I could be on the same level as
That's
you.
so
Sure,
man.
bro.
I could be. I mean, living like Swagg. A
Shit.
little bit.
It is
Hell
true, man.
yeah.
That just happened to Destroying, right? Like he was making content, and then the NCAA like tried to shut him down, and so he didn't. He just like dropped out of college and started making videos, and now he's doing great.
Yeah.
But now it's all different. I mean, now dudes are getting paid.
NIL.
Bronny was like, I think Bronny's Bronny, but 7 million
That's crazy.
or
for
7
anybody.
million, and he's 18.
Yeah.
Wow. he's like the highest earner.
He is.
in
Yeah, I
NIL,
think I
right?
forgot who was second or third, but yeah, he's like 7 mil. Then someone's like at 4.
Destroying's in his second win.
Destroying. It definitely isn't his second
You
win.
might have to get Destroying on
Yeah.
this joint. You might have to get the live from
Yeah,
Swagg.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Nah, he
That's
has a crazy
wild.
story.
That's wild.
So throughout your gaming career, right, especially when you first started off, did you ever have like any self-doubt of like, damn, like, is this shit gonna work? Am I gonna be where you are at today?
Yep.
Like, was there any point where you had to step back and catch your second wind and be like, all right, I'm going back to it, like it didn't work? Like, was there any thoughts of that?
I think it was like, so before I got injured, I had that feeling. I had stopped gaming. I was making video. I was like so excited to start my channel in high school. I was excited uploading it out. Then I get to college, and then I'm like, I'm not really going there with this. You know, I kind of feel like weird, like sitting in my dorm making videos while everyone's out like partying or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna just set this down for a bit. So I took about like 2-3 months off. Then that's when I got injured. That's when I kind of got back to it. And I was like, man, like what? Like, and then the crazy thing is, as I was making videos each month, so let's say I got injured in November. I started making videos in December. Remember, I made like $100 in December. I was like, ooh. I was like,
So
I buy some sneaks. I was like, okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
Bezos.
Next month, like 200. Next month that was like 500. I was like, oh, like now I can pay for dinner, like that.
Mhm.
And then by summer, I was making like almost like 1,500 to 2K that month. And that's when I was like, man, let me take. I told my mom, I was like, let me take off like a semester and just see like what can happen. The next month I made like 3,500.
Good.
And then it was
Hell
just
From
full
then
steam
on,
head
I
after
was
that.
going up. That's
Damn,
crazy.
the price went up after that, man.
Like, if you had to describe your life and, you know, everything that you've been through up to this point in one word or phrase, what would it be?
Phrase is definitely opportunity meets preparation for sure. I always tell people that like you could like everybody is gonna have their time, right? Like you can't just cause like you can't really force yourself to, you're gonna get your moment, right? You better be prepared for that moment, So I think that's probably how I would tell people, man, when they ask me like, my views are kind of low, I'm like, man, you're always one video away, one podcast away from absolutely going berserk, so you just never know. Yeah, literally, man. Like a viral clip from one of your podcasts and go, and all of a sudden, yo, we need y'all. We like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Spotify's, yo, we got to sign these guys.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Never know, man.
I think that's a perfect concept too. That's like one of my favorite quotes, just because when I tell people about like working hard, I think the concept behind that is everyone works hard.
Yep.
Right. But when your opportunity comes, what are you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? Everyone's working hard.
Everybody.
You just gotta be ready for that opportunity when it comes.
Exactly.
You get cold feet when that pressure comes.
Can never get cold feet. You got,
man.
But if you're working and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're gonna kill the moment.
Yeah.
So you know, this show is called Second Win, right?
Second Win.
And we like our viewers, our subscribers, our listeners to leave with something, right?
Yep.
Like some form of advice or something. So what advice would you give to anybody trying to be, you know, a gamer, a content creator, or just someone going through anything? Like, what advice would you give? Because you're a successful person.
Yeah.
And this
Great story.
Great story. This is something that could help a lot of people watching this.
Yep. I think the biggest thing, man, a lot of people are afraid to post something because it's not perfect, right? Like a lot of people will go, it's not good enough. People don't watch that. You know, I think the biggest thing is just turn that motherfucker on, like post that video. Like you just literally never know, like, and just to keep going. And if something doesn't work out, like if you're struggling, you know, maybe like what I always tell people, I tell Jay, and I tell them all, I said, you guys need to do your research. You need to go out there and look like what content you want to make, right? And are people watching it? You need to see online, are people watching this type of content? If not, maybe find a little bit of different lane where people are consuming that content, right? So I think the biggest thing is, you know, like a scouting report. Like you need to see what's out there and what people are genuinely enjoying.
Damn, that's profound.
Yeah.
That's
great
a
answer.
smart answer.
That's a great answer.
Nah, bro, we just want to tell you we appreciate you jumping on here.
So much love, bro.
We know you super busy, but like,
that's all good.
You know what I'm saying? We
appreciate you, man,
coming
for
on
real.
here. Anybody watching, we want you to like,
subscribe, like, comment,
all that.
repost, retweet.
Go tell your grandma, your auntie, your
You already know the
fish.
deal. Everybody.
Second win.
Second win.
Already,
Lock in.
man.
Gang, love.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. We up and out in this jam. We up and out this joint. Maybe get on a freestyle. You know what the fuck I get into.
Talk to him.